Hi guys at Empower, it's of course Chris.
And I'm Susan.
And just like we mentioned before, we're Microsoft certified trainers, and we just wanted to say we had a fantastic time meeting everybody there. And we just wanted to go back and review one more time, provide maybe a little bit more information about what we think was the biggest question that we got, and that was an explanation of the Microsoft certified certification paths. Because in the past, they were simple, that there was really kind of three basic ones, and then that was it. And now things have become a little bit more convoluted for the good, but there's certainly some more work that
needs to be done to understand the different levels.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about it. So first up, let's do a little bit of history. In the past, of course, was the venerable MCSE, the MCDBA, and the MCSD. The MCSE, of course, Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer, is the certification for IT administrators. The MCDBA, of course, Microsoft Certified Database Administrator for database folks, and then MCSD, Microsoft Certified Solutions Developer, which is for, well, the developers. And the problem with all of those is that they're very broad, especially now with all the new technologies that have been coming out. When you look at, for instance, SQL 2008, SQL 2008 is such a huge product, there's so many facets, that simply saying that I'm certified on SQL 2008 really doesn't tell me, it doesn't tell an employer, more importantly, exactly what is it in SQL that I specialize in. For instance, I could be very good at doing indexes and doing design, or I could be doing very good at doing BI. And those are two very different arenas. And so what Microsoft decided to do was go back and re-look at their certifications and make them more specific.
Yeah, so what they've done is they've come up with a sort of a two-tier system. They have the idea of what they call an MCTS, and that's your entry-level certification. And then they have a level called an MCITP, or the other option there is an MCPD. And I just want to talk a bit about this MCTS. MCTS stands for Microsoft Certified Technical Specialist. And when you have an MCTS, it shows that you know how to use a particular technology. You know how to accomplish tasks with a particular tool. Now, saying you just have an MCTS, that's kind of like saying I took a course. It doesn't tell me exactly what you know. So when you say you're an MCTS, you become an MCTS in a specific technology. So you might be an MCTS SQL Server DBA, Database Administration, or you might be an MCTS SharePoint Developer, or even an MCTS in Active Directory. So they're very specific. Typically, to earn an MCTS, you would usually take, most of the MCTSs are one exam. Some of them might be two exams that need to be completed. Once you've passed the one or two exams, you have earned your MCTS, Certified Technical Specialist.
And then the next level above that is the MCITP or the MCPD. Now these are actually equivalent certifications, although us as developers, we probably want to highlight the PD. But the MCITP IT Professional or the MCPD Professional Developer is that next step. And the main difference between the MCTS, which as Susan said, is the how, the MCITP and the MCPD are a lot of the why and the when. So with the MCPD and the MCITP, this is how we're going to actually apply the technology. The differentiation that I always like to make is that the MCTS is somebody that I could go to and say, back up this database for me. Meanwhile, the ITP or the PD would be somebody who could go to a customer, go to a business owner and say, all right, tell me about your data, tell me what your acceptable risk is, and then figure out what the strategy is going to be. Now, generally speaking, the ITP or the PD for the IT pros or for the developers is going to be in the ballpark of about 2 to 3 exams, just depending on which technology it is that you happen to be talking about.
And it does have the MCTS as a prerequisite. So if you want to get an MCITP in Active Directory or Windows Server or Windows 7, you will first have to earn the MCTS in the same technology. So there is a prerequisite of 1 or 2 exams here, and then an additional 1 to 3 exams to earn that MCPD or MCITP.
almost kind of think of like an associate's degree and then a bachelor's degree, if you will, to give an analogy there.
That works. Now, of course, the other thing that a lot of people often ask you or wonder is there value in actually earning these certifications? Because it's not easy. It takes time to study and prepare and pass the exams to earn those certifications. So if you are a person just entering the workforce or trying to break into the workforce, one of the challenges you face is applying for that job when you may not have 3 years experience using a particular technology. So you have to have something you can put down on that resume to cover off the bullet point to say, yes, I can use this technology. And earning a certification in a particular technology is a great way to show that you have knowledge of how to use a particular tool. It's particularly advantageous when you're working with one of the newer technologies, because that can really level the playing field. If you go off and get an MCTS in virtualization, there isn't going to be anybody else out there applying for a job with 10 years virtualization experience. So if you walk in with a certification in virtualization, that gives you a much more level playing field when you're applying for a job. Do you want to talk about, even though after you have a job, where certification can have some benefits?
Absolutely, yeah. Because even if, let's say, you go and you obtain a particular job and you do or don't have certification, certification can show that you're continuing your growth, continuing your education, that you're continuing to build. And it can help you get that promotion, or it can help you get that next job, that next step. And one of the things that we talked about when we were there is the fact that when you become an IT professional or developer, that you really can't stop learning. You can't stop improving yourself. And getting certification can show to your current employer or to your prospective employer that you are serious, that this is what you want to do, and you are willing to invest the time and the energy to improve yourself. It shows that you have that energy, that stick-to-itiveness that employers really love.
Yeah, so really what it comes down to is it's not that difficult. 1 or 2 exams, you get an MCTS. You want to really push yourself to the next level, get up to a supervisor, manager type roles, work towards that MCITP. But in the end, it comes down, get certified.
Absolutely, get certified.